Okay, now she's recording. Great. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce Katrina. So for everybody that's just joined us and watching this recording back, I am honored to be standing in for Lauren today, who actually was just on the line, but somehow Zoom has kicked her off. So honored that Katrina has, like, literally I asked her not even like a week ago, I think, to do this call for us, because I'd heard that she is one of our newest NMDs and she's in Lauren Alice Berry's team, and we all know how kick-ass Lauren Alice Berry is, right? So when you have a kick-ass NMD and they get an NMD in their team, she's got to be kick-ass too. And I've heard such amazing things about Katrina. Lauren came back from conference and said we've got to get her on a call, which is awesome. So I'm so honored to have her on our Fast Track to SC call, and well done to everybody for jumping on. Definitely get your team on this. If they're not on now, send them all a quick text. So I'm just going to introduce Katrina today, who's going to be speaking on our SC, our Fast Track to SC call, which I'm super excited about. I love this program that we do. She's going to be talking about how she's grown a tribe and her non-negotiables. So Katrina's actually a mum of two, which I didn't even realize. She's been doing this business for about 18 months and she has come from a traditional business background. So fantastic story I know she'll have for us. Her lifetime took a crazy turn, she said, and she was looking for something else. And this business opportunity presented to her by the wonder that is Lauren Alice Berry, like I just said. She fell in love, and the life that she's created now, she loves that she can work around and really focus on how she can help people with their physical health, spiritual health, and mental health, all through with the power of Juice Plus being the product and the vehicle that she uses under her brand name, which is the Soul Project. She's living in the Gold Coast, which is a beautiful part of Australia, I can say so myself, and I am so excited to have you speaking on our call. So yeah, please take it away, Katrina.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Tash. What an introduction. Hi, everybody, or good night it is for you guys. Hey, it's really early morning here, so you've got to bear with me. I'm not normally a morning person, but I definitely wanted to get up and make the appearance on the call. So basically, my name's Katrina. I went NMD a few months ago. It was after a lot of hard work, but something that I really wanted. So I just want to thank you guys for jumping on, because I always know that the people that get on training are the ones that are committed to making it happen, and are normally the ones with the passion enough to pull on through. So give you guys a high five before we even start. Now, like Tash said, I was in traditional business. So I actually owned a dance studio before I started Juice Plus. And I did that pretty much straight out from school. So I had a business background, but I also realized that doing that kind of business gave me no freedom whatsoever. So I was quite often working books in the morning, and then I was taking dance classes late into the evening. And like Tash did share, I have 2 small children. During that time, I was quite often pregnant or breastfeeding. So it was really quite debilitating. I wasn't getting time with my family. I wasn't getting time with my partner, and really stressed out. And then to add to it, my partner was actually diagnosed with something that was quite chronic and turned our life upside down, and financially he had to quit his job. And if anybody's ever built a traditional business, you know that the finances don't really come in straight away. It took a long time to make money in my dance studio because we had a lot of overheads. So relying just on my income was so stressful. We were pretty much to the point of breaking point. And my beautiful girlfriend from school, Lauren, she actually got in contact with me and talked to me about the business. So I jumped on board. I was very skeptical at the start. I had no idea what I was doing, but I did trust the system. So one of my biggest things that we're talking about today is non-negotiables. And really there's a lot in this business, but the 2 fundamental ones that pretty much umbrella everything else. And the first one that I really want to drill into you guys is, don't do this business half-assed. The biggest non-negotiable I can give you is be committed. Be committed from the start. Because if you're just dipping your toe in, that's all the results that you're going to see. So if you're going to be committed, you want to show up. You want to do those things. And the hardest part is that you have to be committed to yourself. So you have to understand that if it's yourself holding you back, if it's one of your belief issues holding you back, you really have to go to work on that. You have to be committed to fixing it, because you have to see Juice Plus as your vehicle to get you out of whatever situation you're in at the moment. most of us do come into this business because we come in from some point of pain. There's something in our life that's not quite sitting well, either it be our finances, our relationship, our community. We find that in Juice Plus because it pretty much endeavors everything. You know, we've got a kick-ass community, we have a beautiful product that changes lives, and we have the ability to make endless money. They're three things that can pretty much solve any problem going on in anyone's life. So I always think that if you're in here for a reason. You need to commit to this being your number one option. If it's your number two, it's going to pay you like your number two. If you want to become an NMD and you want to fast track to SC, you really need to go all in. And, you know, at the start, I understand. I was working a full-time business and running a family as well. I didn't have endless spare time to be able to, you know, really work on this, but I committed to doing half an hour to an hour every day to build my business and to really work on what needed to work on. So, you know, I'm pretty sure Lauren would work with you guys having some top 5 high paying activities or things that are going to really work your business. So every day commit to doing those. Sometimes it can be really hard. You know, some days you just don't want to feel like working, but they're the days that it's non-negotiable for you to get up and to work through those challenges. You know, I've seen a quote go around and it says that it's really easy to work on a good day, but it's the people that work on the bad day that can get through to the top level. So really be committed to that, guys. Know that this vehicle delivers. Like, you know, you look at Lauren. So my line, if you guys look at, we've got about 5 NMDs above me that are just totally the best. Okay, I don't know if you guys know many of us here in Australia, but so we've got Lauren, then we go to Linda, then we go to Adam, and then we go to Lauren, and then I'm down the bottom. So I know, I looked at those people. Everybody above me has been successful by just being committed and knowing that this will work. So really, to me, it was a no-brainer to go, if I'm going to jump in here, I'm going to give it everything I can and really work on it. So that would be my number one to you guys, is to really play all out. Don't be small. Don't be worried. I mean, we all come into here with belief issues and with doubts, but you've got to take the ownership to fix that yourself and to really work on it. And now the other thing that I want you guys to see under that is that you have to be committed to growing yourself as well. We can't grow a business if we as a person stay stagnant. So it's really important from the start, yes, train in business as well, because the business is going to grow. It's going to help you understand what you're doing. But it's really important to grow yourself as well, to find new things that you like, to find personal development areas where you think you could grow. You know, especially if you can be reflective with yourself and find areas where you know that there's a little bit of a downfall. So perhaps you're only just starting and you don't actually have 100% belief in the product yet. That is your gateway to be amazing, because you know that there's a leeway there that you can go and fix. So go and do your research on the product. Go and make that 100%. It could be your belief in the industry. Perhaps, you know within yourself that you're not 100% committed to understanding this industry. If you can go out there, like there's so many good resources like GoPro, Rise of the Entrepreneur, you know, there's endless kind of, do you guys have MLM Nation over there with Simon Chan? Yeah, he's awesome as well. So just know, guys, there's so many belief tools out there, but it's kind of up to us to be committed enough to go and find them and to really build it, because this business is so simple, but it's not easy. There's going to be times when you have to challenge yourself. There's going to be days where you want to throw it all in, and you have to really be committed in order to reach it and keep going, because the lifestyle that you can live on the other side, like I'm only really just getting into it now as an NMD. I'm understanding that the money that comes in monthly is fantastic. You know, it's money that I couldn't make elsewhere. It's money that allows me freedom to go on holidays, to spend time with my kids. It's the time that I get where I'm not at work. So when you're having shitty days and you don't feel like you can pull on through, or, you know, it's getting too much, or life might be going around you, you could be having relationship issues, you could be having, you know, health issues, something else gets in your way that takes priority. You need to have a bigger vision of why you're doing this. So why are you committed right now? So it's really important that your biggest non-negotiable, get committed early on in the game and really work on growing your business from the start and growing yourself from the start. Because if you do both of those things consistently, There's absolutely no reason why you guys can't be successful. And then the second one I really wanted to talk about, which is kind of important to me, so I'm so glad that Tash gave it to me, is talking about creating your tribe. And now this was something at the start when I first come in, I didn't really understand. I think we're so desperate at the start to get team, especially when we have promotions pending. We quite often just put it out there that, you know, I just want team, I just want team, I just need an SDVF, or I just need a DVF. And we get so focused and desperate on gathering team that we're not quite attracting the right people. So when I understood that I had the power to choose who I wanted to work with in this business, my business just exploded because I started to attract the right people into my group. Now, if you guys have a pen and paper, I just want to do a quick little exercise with you. If not, just mentally think. Now, I want you, this is where it's really important, where we talk about committing to knowing yourself and growing yourself, because you want to work with people who are like you, who resonate with you, who get along with you, who have the same interests as you, because it creates a community of people of attraction, the same vibration. You guys are doing the same mission. You're not bouncing off one another and causing conflict. You're on a mission together, and it causes that congruency, which is really great in your business. So if you were to think about the tribe that you want to create, I want you to write down what they look like. So, you know, are they female? Are they male? What's their age bracket within 5 years? Like, be picky, be really picky. And then what I think is really cool, like, write out a few tags. If you were to search on Instagram or search on Facebook, what are the tags that you would search to find your tribe? Like, for me, it's boho, hippie, spiritual, people like that that are going to be able to be attracted to my vibe. Cool. And then go into real depth and think about, where do they hang out? So if they're mums, are they at playgroup? You know, if they're entrepreneurs, are they at networking marketing events? Just try and think about where you would hang out if you want to meet these people. Now, when you have a look at that, guys, I hear so many people in this industry say they have trouble recruiting team. It's really easy. I'm not going to lie. It is really easy to recruit team if you are in the right frame of mind, the right mindset. So first of all, you can't be thinking that it's hard, because in this world, there's so many millions of people. Our company is global. There are people out there who need this mission. There are people out there who need a second income. There are people out there who need to make this their full time. And there are people out there who are just going to fall in love with this product. There's so many of them, in fact. So anything that's holding you back from finding team is in your own mindset. Now, you have to really own that, guys, because it's very easy to be like, oh, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's not me. I'm doing the work. If you're doing the work and if you're showing up every day and you're still not gathering team, there's some kind of belief issue there that you need to go to work on. Okay. And that comes back to being committed again. Be committed to finding where your lapses are in your business and filling them in like a little bit of concrete. Cool. So now that you know what your tribe looks like, I'm just going to use me, for example. I'm a total hippie. So that's hence why I have the Soul Project. We work majority around spirituality, which is really cool because I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's something that makes my soul sing. So when I meet people and they're on the same vibe as me, they're doing the same kind of work as me, the same personal development as me, the same mindfulness as me, our business just booms because we're on that same vibration. We're doing the same thing. We're working together. So what I'm going to do is use me for an example, but I want you guys to, in your mind, kind of work it towards you. So if you're a stay-at-home mummy, your whole vibe might be a little bit different to me. If you're a single lady looking to travel, your vibe's going to be totally different. But what I want to do is, for me, like, I had to go and think, well, mine was yoga, Pilates, mums down at the beach who were doing the yoga on the beach because that was perfect for me. So I had to think, well, am I making a priority to go and do these things to meet my tribe? Am I going out of my way to meet my tribe, or am I just expecting them to rock up on my front doorstep? So I had to go and do a few extra things. But mind you, like, what I got out of it was absolutely amazing, because I made connections. I met people. Now, I didn't go there to spew on them. I didn't go to be the crazy Juice Plus lady. I literally just went to make friends and to build connections, to add them to my Facebook, where I was very consistently posting about what I was doing on my Facebook. So then I have a new network of friends watching and asking questions, because that's what we all want, right? We want to create curiosity. We don't want to go and headhunt people, because quite often that feels, a little bit too intimidating. There's not many people who like going out there and chasing. So it's much better to create that curiosity within your tribe so that they come and ask you the questions. Now, another thing, if you're strapped for time, like many of you could be if you're still working full-time jobs, Facebook is the best. You can pretty much hashtag anything into Facebook or Instagram these days and come up with a group. So just as an example, I have an absolute love for Bali. We spent a couple of months living there last year after I quit my business, and it was amazing. So for me, I have a few groups on Facebook about Bali. So if you guys have some tags down there, or, whatever you wrote down on your piece of paper that your tribe looks like, jump into Facebook and try and find groups that are like this. So if you're a mum, look for a breastfeeding group, or if you're a mum, we have what we call Save Our Sanity over here. So it's like a group of mums who are on there talking to each other and trying to answer their questions and things like that. If you're young and you want to travel, look for different travel groups. There's another one of my favorite things to do. What my big vision of this business is to world school. So when I got onto the World School site, obviously there's a lot of people traveling. There's a lot of people wanting to make income while they're traveling, which is another really cool way for me to meet people, add them as a friend, get talking to them, not about Juice Plus, just about life, and then letting them look at my feed and see where it comes from there. So yeah, back to before, I actually went onto a Bali page and I was talking about making an income from home. And if anybody knew of any villas over there with really good Wi-Fi. So it was typically a phishing comment, okay? All I wanted to do was find people who were interested in my work from home tagline and see if anybody would contact me. As it turns out, I got quite a few people. One of them was an amazing lady, Nicola, who is now just about to be an SDVF on my team. She reached out and she was like, look, I want to stay in Bali as well. I love your story. Can we talk more about it? From there, I sent her an event and we pretty much got underway of her starting the business. So it's really important, guys. I would never have met Nicola if I wasn't looking for my tribe. Now, she loves Bali just as much as I do. So I know every time we get on a call, we're going to gel. We're going to work well. We've got a common ground to talk about. So she's part of my tribe. So that's why it's really important for you guys to know who your tribe is, to get picky, get super picky, because I learned my lesson hard at the start. I just brought in anybody who would come my way, anybody who was interested in the business. And it's really good because it does teach you a lot of resilience and it teaches you challenges. But I can't even explain how good it feels when you have a group of people around you who are almost like you. You learn so much, you grow so much, you feel so happy going to work. And it really is the beauty of our industry because we get to pick our team. So if you guys are at that stage where you're feeling a little bit desperate and you kind of just like, come on, God, send me a team member, just one team member. I really want you to think about how can you find the right person, because it's frustrating so you guys are kind of on your way to SC. Do many of you have team who sit there and do nothing? Because that's so common. It's extremely common. And that's kind of what you want to try and break away from by finding your actual tribe and creating your tribe. And then just lastly, another thing, when you've got that tribe, so I know you guys will because you're on here and I see so many of you writing stuff down, and hopefully you're going to go and implement all this as well. But when you have that tribe, work hard to create a community. Community is so important in this business. So many of us think we're here for financial gain, but how many of you absolutely love jumping on the Zoom calls or love going to a live event, or if you haven't been, conference. You know, things like that are really important, and it's what keeps people here in the shitty days, is knowing that they've got friends, they've got a community, they've got a safe place to go to. So when you do have that, make sure you talk to them, you love on them, you make them feel important, and you really create an amazing community around your tribe. In line with your values as well. This is why it's important to have people in there who fit your values, because you're not going to feel conflicted. You can be you, and authenticity in this business is so, so, so important. So just quickly, guys, I just want to wrap up again. The non-negotiables. Be committed to your business and yourself. And one of the best ways to be committed, guys, is plug into the system. Like I said, I have an amazing system. I know that it works. You guys do as well, because you come from the same beautiful system. So plug into it. And we have a massive saying in our business here in our team that, you know, if you want your business to be hot, you need to stay close to the fire. And the fire is things like conference, training, events, all those beautiful things that keep you warm and fuzzy. Like, you know, I even know if I've had a really rough week, jumping on one of our trainings with Linda or Adam will instantly make me feel better. So don't forget the importance of staying close to the system, staying really close, because if you don't give yourself that gap to fall off the cliff, then it means that you're going to be in the safe zone all the time. If you stay nice and close to Lauren, she knows what she's doing. She's got an amazing team of you guys. So listen to her, love on her, show up to her events, because that's really what shows that you're committed and what will make your business grow as well. So yeah, and then just with your tribe, be really picky. I can't do that enough, you know, because once you be selective, I'm not sure about your beliefs, but I like to believe that what you put out there, the universe will return. If you're looking for something, the universe knows what to give you. If you're kind of just being a little bit, yeah, whatever, wishy-washy, that's when you tend to attract wishy-washy team as well. So yeah, I hope that, did that answer your questions, Tash?
Hi, sorry, I was listening to another conversation. I was like,
You're right, darling.
I'm trying to write and listen. That was awesome. I loved how much you talk about the tribe. Lauren's just walked through the door and I was like, this is so great. I was like, I'm so glad we got Katrina on the phone. There's one thing I want to ask you. We've just started doing and I don't know if you want a couple of minutes to think about this, maybe while we have a couple of questions from people. We've now started setting like homeworks for people, or like more like tasks. So 3 things that if you could think people could take 3 actions away from this, what would they be? So do you want a minute to think about it? Don't worry.
No, that's okay, because we do similar things every week as well. We do what we call a MAC call. So we go from there and we get in massive action and do some things. So one of mine that we did just do around creating tribes. So you know how we kind of wrote tags down about things that we enjoyed, things that we loved? If you could write down 6 things that makes you really happy, that you're in your element about. So whether it be cats, whether it be, you know, pyramids, going to Egypt, whatever it is, no matter how extreme, write down 6 things that really make you happy. Cool. Now, when you've got those, this could be for homework or tonight or whenever you get time, go onto Facebook, find 6 groups that align with those things. So if it's traveling, you know, Europe, go and find a traveling Europe page that's active, that people talk in, that you can build connections in, that you can answer questions, that you can ask questions, that you can be a present face in, because that's when you're going to build people, you're going to build connections. Add them as friends. I can't stress that enough. Not everybody's going to accept, but go crazy with adding friends. And then you need to do the last part, which is stay committed and stay consistent to doing your posts on your page. You can add as many friends as you want, but if you don't stay committed onto your page and post about Juice Plus and about the opportunity that we have, you're not connecting the dots. There's also a really important step in there. Talk to them, love on them. You know, maybe every 30 days have a grid. We have a grid system here in Australia, which works awesome. Go and touch base with them. Just send them a message to say, you know, how was your weekend? Or I seen you went on holidays, it looked amazing. Just touch base with them, because Facebook has this awesome algorithm where whoever you're messaging shows up on your feed and vice versa. So if you're messaging these people, you're showing up on their feed when you're doing your Juice Plus posts. So yeah, that would be one of the tasks. The other task that I would probably do, this is like kind of a bit reflective, but I'd do a journal. So maybe not now, maybe when you get some time to sit down and actually think about it, and spend 15 minutes writing about what in your business you need to improve on. So get really ruthless with yourself. Don't be too kind. Like, nobody else is going to watch this. Nobody else is going to slap you over the wrist. But you really need to get ruthless with yourself as to where your barriers are in this business. So are they that you're not committed to getting on training? Are they that you can't get the kids into bed before, training starts, and then you're not watching the recording? Is it, that you're just not all in yet? You don't really understand the system. Find out what they are and then fill in those gaps. And then for the last 15 minutes when you're journaling, I want you to write down everything that you love about yourself. Now, this can be hard for some people, but it's something that you really need to work on. If you can't spend 15 minutes writing what you love about yourself, then you really need to go to work on your personal development. Okay? Because nobody is going to join your business if you don't even like you. You have to be in love with you for people to be in love with you and want to follow you. And that's not a selfish thing. That's a beautiful thing, because you need to accept that you are awesome. You're on this journey for a reason, and that you need to now be that person that people want to join. And you guys absolutely all have that inside of you. You just need to bring it to the forefront. Cool.
Awesome. I love that. That was so important. And actually, I mean, I can definitely comment on that. I have someone in my team that's been really working on herself with her personal development, like hammering it. And she said to me, like, I don't know, a week ago, and I can hear the change in her, and because she's had some like mental health issues lately and stuff. And she said, I've been doing personal development every day for like the last 10 days and I feel awesome. And I was like, I don't even think I've done it every day for the last 10 days. So I think you're right. It's a really massive thing, to be able to commit to just doing that every day. Because I think sometimes what we do is we fall into the trap of doing the high income, what we think is high income paying activities. Personally, I think personal development and self-growth, it just, like this morning I listened to a 5-minute Gary Vee video. Do you know what I mean? Which basically told me to get off my ass. And then I pulled my I am card, which happened to be Goya. I'm all about Goya. Like, oh, funny that. So I think I totally agree with you. It's one of those things that self-development should be something you do every single day, no matter what, and treat it as a high income paying activity. And it to be something that you do first thing in the morning, last thing at night. I don't know if any of you have seen, but Kira Westwick posted a video of her 2 kids reading her I am cards out. It's the cutest thing in the world. And it made me think, oh, maybe I'll do an I am card in the evening too. So you go to bed in a good mood and you wake up in a good mood. And I think that it's really important to anchor yourself in that way. So I think that was absolutely awesome, Katrina. Like, I'm blown away with your commitment to your tribe. And in fact, maybe I'd love it if we have any questions, if anybody has anything they want to ask, anything they want to, bug Katrina about. Mum, did you put your hand up? Yeah.
Nice, that was great, Katrina. Can I ask, what do you recommend for personal development, books or audio?
I think it really depends on you. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to do what's not in line with you. So if you're a reader, read. If you're more of an audio listener, when you go for a run or you go for a walk or whatever you're doing, just do whatever you can whenever you fit in. For me, I can't do audio. My mind wanders off too much. I need to sit down and read and take notes. But I know that's just me. I know, like, Kira listens to podcasts every morning when she walks, and that's her personal development time. So I think, just work in with whatever suits you, Del.
Okay, and another quick question. I hear lots of people talking about make a group funnel. So I do what you said about groups, but can you hear me all right? Because sometimes I'm on my laptop. But so I'm trying to think of a name. Like, I know somebody in YOLO's done something about gratitude, so I'm trying to think of something which would attract my vibe, where I don't mention Juice Plus, but have a group, so I build up a funnel of people. So is that something you do as well?
Absolutely. We did, and feel free to steal it if you like. We did Sean Accor, I don't know if you guys have done anything on him, but he does the 21 Days of Happiness. So what we did is we created a group of the 21 Days of Happiness. So we found within our other Facebook groups, we put up a post that was like, we're going to be doing 21 Days of Happiness. It's actually proven to rewire your brain to be able to think more mindfulness, so be able to be more positive, more happier. It's a beautiful concept. There's 5 things that you have to go out and do every day. So what we did is we created a group for this 21 Days of Happiness challenge, and we funneled people into it to be able to do that happiness challenge, which was really cool, because then once it was finished, we all got chatting, we all got talking about what we did, we introduced the Soul Project, and people then went on to like my page, and we kind of reconnected with friend requests. So I think any challenges like that, like Kira's got one going at the moment, which is 30 days of self-love. So every day within the group, she's doing, self-love exercises and things like that. So I think it's really important, especially if your funnel is women, to do something along the lines of self-love, gratitude, because there's so many people out there who need it. They're just not finding the time to do it. So an online program like this makes sense.
Thank you. What was the name of the person you said when you said the 21 Days of Happiness?
Sean Accor. ACHOR.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, ACHOR. I'll type it.
If you Google 21 Days of Happiness, it'll probably come up, Mum.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because there's like this. Yeah, it'll come up.
Good.
Awesome. Anybody else? Anybody questions? Before, it's always me. I always have questions. And then I feel cheeky because I'm like keeping the spot. Okay, now I'm gonna ask. So for me, oh my god, actually, it's just completely lost my mind. I have to think about it. Oh, it was something about community. Well, what I will ask is, what was your kind of? So you're the full. I suppose breadwinner is the word for your family now.
Mm-hmm.
So was it that drove you? The fact that you knew that it was like this, or kind of nothing? Is that what drove you and kept you focused, especially on the hard days?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, at the start, it was purely financial, because I knew that if it wasn't this, what was going to work? And I was really committed as soon as I understood this business model. I was really committed to the fact that it would work. I'd seen it work for Lauren. I knew Adam. I met Linda, and I seen Lauren come in and do one of our beautiful money exercises for one of the first times that I actually was in the Juice Plus tribe. And it really started to get me thinking. And that's why I think for you guys, for anybody starting, just make the decision that it's going to work and do whatever you can to make it work. Because the people that keep it as a plan B, like, oh, it's okay, it doesn't really need to work, it will never get past that point. Like, you're not just miraculously going to build a booming business if it's not your laser focus. But yeah, definitely having him out of work and knowing that we had no other options. But then I think it's really important too, because as soon as that was achieved, I had to shift my focus and realize, well, why am I really doing it? And then it came into the vision of the Soul Project, wanting to help more people and have a larger vision, because otherwise that's also where people drop off. If they just have a short-term goal, some people come in only wanting to make $1,000 a month. And once they have that done, they don't really bother to look much further. So that's why it's really important too, to build a bigger vision so that you don't have a glass ceiling.
Is your, the exercise we were doing earlier, the tribe exercise, is that something you do at the beginning of when someone joins your business?
No. To be honest, I normally don't do that until they hit around SDVF, because I find that at the start, it's really important to have a goal of who you want. But at the start, just get your head around the system and trust your upline. Like, your upline's going to be telling you to do things and to give you little tips and pieces and things like that. But I wouldn't go too crazy with the tribe, and like, understand who you want. Use it as a networking marketing tool, like to build relationships. But one of the biggest issues that I see people start is they come in as, like, you guys are DD over there if you're DVF, hey?
DVF, DD in America and England, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, they come in and at, say, a DD, they want to create a page already. And it's just too much work. So for now, keep it in your mind, keep your tribe in your mind, who you want to do, but don't go too crazy right now, because you're still kind of finding your feet and working your way through little bits and pieces. So definitely have it in your mind, but I wouldn't go creating some big crazy page or anything just yet until you kind of get to that SDVF SC kind of mark.
All right, cool. Okay, awesome. I think that's really good advice, because I mean, I know I can say definitely I've got brand new people on the call right now, but I think that is a good thing to think about. Okay, when I get to that position, that's what I'm going to start creating in that vision.
And you want to manifest it as well. Like you want to know what you're trying to bring to the table, but it's not a high paying activity. Creating a tribe is not a high paying activity at the start. It's more about talking to people. And I mean, yes, use that funnel to be able to talk to people, but don't put all of your time into doing that, because your top 5 high paying activities at the start are really just building your customer base and getting those first few team on to help you explode.
Yeah. And I think, some people might forget, really, at the beginning, every single one of us is already part of a community. You're already part of a tribe. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't need to go searching for a label or something to resonate yourself with, because you already have that. Like, it's literally it's given to you, and you just use your uplines team. Like, if you don't resonate with that, that's when you can worry about that down the line. And I think that's a really important thing to make, is that just because you're also in somebody's tribe doesn't mean that you can't, go and have your own tribe as well. Yeah. So I think, I know, with our team, one of the girls is Crazy Cat Fit, but she's also still, our brand is Model Me, so she's still part of that, and she hashtags both. And I know that when she'll talk about it, she'll say, well, I derive from that kind of tribe. Yeah. And it's just so that then she kind of has her, like you're saying, her tribe, her focus of people she wants to look at. I really think it was really influential. I really love what you said about your tribe, because I think sometimes people get too scared that they're being too narrow. And even I have in the past, and thinking, oh God, but is it too, am I being too segmented, if that's the word? But you just made me realize, no, I'm not. So thanks. Yeah. from me to you. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
For that
be as picky as you can, honestly. Don't feel worried about it, because if you feel worried about it, you'll attract worry, and it won't quite. You just got to be totally certain. Commit to finding them, and it's going to happen.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's true. I like that. And I think everything you said, it really resonates with, what you think and what you attract. It's just so true. It's massively, massively, massively true. When you put yourself in a certain space, you will attract that kind of thing. So no, that was really, really beneficial. Does anybody have any questions? Because I could sit and ask Katrina stuff all night, but I won't do that. I do that, honestly, Katrina, I do that all the time. Okay, Mum, was it you?
Okay, yeah, one more little thing. So when you've got someone who's just joined your business and they did quite well with a few customers within a few days, but then when you explain to them, we call it SDD here, and then they go, when you suggest, let's do in-home launch, let's do this, let's do that, and when they say, oh no, maybe later. So what I'm saying is, sometimes they don't see the big picture, straight away, do they?
No, absolutely. And do you know what normally holds back that bigger picture is fear. And that's why I think it's really important to, at the start, get rid of anything that could be holding them back. So and we can try our absolute hardest, and you're still going to get people that don't get it because they just don't want to allow themselves to get it. But yeah, sometimes, especially if you see they don't want to do a launch, there'd be some kind of fear based around that. Maybe they don't want to look like the crazy network marketing person. They don't want to have some crazy party and feel that people are going to be poached or anything, so you need to kind of be really careful with your verbiage around that and explain to them exactly what's going to happen. And, just kind of remember that they're totally fresh-faced. They have no idea what it is. They're probably coming in with their own set of issues, because we all have issues. And as an upline, it's our job. And, you know, if you guys are only new, utilize the person above you as well, because that's the beauty of our support system, to have a chat with this person, because we have over here the 3-way call when you first start somebody. So you get that new prospect and your upline on a call together. And it's really important then to get their vision really clear. So what do they really want out of this business? What can they really see 6 months to 12 months down the track? What can they see 5 months? Do they understand that they could be earning 20 to 40 grand a month in 5 years' time? Like, to most people, that is totally out of their scope. Like, they don't understand that. So it's our job to let them know that if they stay in line, this is what happens. It's not a chance. Like, this is what the system can provide for you. So be really certain about that, because if we're certain about that from the start, it's almost contagious. You know, they catch our certainty and then they're certain, and it duplicates down the system. And that's when you're going to find a really strong team that actually want to achieve their goals.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I noticed she was on fire, and as soon as I've mentioned that, she's gone a bit quiet on me, so that's...
Yeah, and do you know what? This is where we get a little bit awkward normally, and we kind of back off. But I encourage you to ask the weird questions, to say, you know, what is it that's frightening you about this? I can tell that you've gone a little bit quiet. And we use the feel, felt, found. So, you know, I felt the same way at the start, but what I've found is that it's not a scary opportunity. We're all here to support you. We want what's best for you. So I would really connect with them on that level and just work it out. What is the issue? Because if we're not asking the questions, sometimes we let diamonds kind of slip through the cracks. Like, I hated posting on Facebook when I first started. I was so scared to look like the crazy sales girl that Lauren actually had to have a sit down with me and be like, what is it that you're worried about? Like, are you worried about other people's opinions? And we actually had to break that down, and it was quite uncomfortable for me, but I'm really glad that she did that to me, because obviously now I don't give a shit what people think, and it's created an amazing feeling within me, and I can now help other people do it as well. So sometimes, yeah, you just got to ask those kind of uncomfortable questions. She'll appreciate it one day.
Thank you very much. I think sometimes people don't believe that they can make, you know, 5,000 a month or 10,000 a month. Some people just don't believe that, do they?
No, not at all. And it's hard too if you know, if you're not making it. I was very lucky because I'd known Lauren for 20 odd years, so I knew and trusted her, and that is why I pretty much gave over my ability and said, okay, well, I'll just do whatever you're doing because I know it's working. But that's where it's really important to utilize your community, and whoever is seeing those results, put them in front of this person so that they can see that it's a real life person doing well. It's not some kind of crazy scam. It's working. People are being successful. People are happy, because there's so much fear based around this kind of industry still, which is really quite sad because it's such a beautiful industry.
Yeah.
But I just think it's our mission to knock all those walls down, because people out there need something like this.
Thank you, Katrina.
That's okay.
Agreed. I can definitely say I feel like I've had so many uncomfortable conversations in my business, and I feel like I am oh sorry, my phone. Rookie error. And I feel like sometimes, you know, you don't want to babysit people, so you don't want to have these conversations, but actually having the conversations is like the best thing you could ever do for your child. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so I really totally agree with what you said in that. And I think that it's awesome leadership of Lauren, like having the balls to have that conversation with you, because she was probably like, don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And again, it just goes, I mean, the line that we definitely all know who you Australians are, which is just amazing. But the line that you guys have created, and really it's just massive commitment and consistency. And it's just such duplication. And it's always, you know, always ask yourself, is what I'm doing duplicatable? And if it's not, then why are you doing it? And I think that that's one thing I've learned from you Australians more than anything, is like really find out what's holding you back, and really find out, I can't remember what I just said, if it's duplicatable. So find out what's holding you back and find out what's duplicatable. And if it's not duplicatable, why are you doing it? And whatever's holding you back, why are you letting it? Because for me, that was the two big distinctions that I made. I'm in the middle of like a big kind of traveling spree, and it's like coming here is really what made me realize like I was using my excuse of having no time, and really that was not an excuse at all. So I think definitely what you said, she said, do you use PowerPoint at your presentations?
No, we just share stories. I find stories are way more powerful, because people kind of, when you do any of the flip charts or the PowerPoints or the books or anything, people feel sold to. Whereas when you're just sharing a story, people can relate. They get the choice whether they want to believe it or not. Kind of, it's almost like just really inconspicuous. Like, we're just going to sell to you by telling you our story. Up to you if you want to take it or not. But most of them do.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Tash, with that, you know how you're saying, is it duplicatable? And that's where I'd go back to the tribe. Like, it's really important to know who your tribe are from the start. Like, talk about them, who they want to attract and who they want to do that. But don't actually physically go forth about building your tribe, because it's not duplicatable. Like, some people don't want to build a tribe. They just want to be part of something else. You know, something that's really important, I can't even remember where we got told this, but 80% of your business just want to be led. 80% of them, they just want to be led. So they don't want to go and create a tribe. So if you do, that's awesome, but don't do it until you actually have that tribe there. Okay, then once they're starting to build, then go, okay, now it's going to be my focus to really get a page or to get a mission about there. But yeah, honestly, the further you can wait to actually put your page into action, we have an amazing system. I know you guys have an amazing system, because we're all from Lauren. So use that. Use the other tribes that are already there. But I would just create your tribe in your mind when you're looking at building networks and adding groups and things like that.
Yeah,
does that
definitely.
make sense? Not too confusing?
Sure. No, for sure. Like, I don't like the whole page thing. Like, I have a page, but that's not where my business comes from. You know, it's a great place to send people, and it used to be somewhere where my business comes from, but it just doesn't anymore. It's my profile, you know, that's where it comes from. And I think it just comes across as so much more real, and like that is duplicatable. Like, posting on a Facebook page on your profile is duplicatable. So I think what you said is bang on. And then eventually, if you want to go to, you know, taking it to a page, then okay, but let that be for me, I kind of let the team member be the person that then asks me about that, rather than me making it part of a checklist, because I feel like there's enough to want to think about at the beginning. And that is not, like you said, it's not a high income paying activity. So no, I totally agree.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome. I don't know about you guys, but this was definitely been one of my favorite SC calls. I feel super biased because I'm looking forward to it. But no, this has definitely been super beneficial. I've got so much value from this personally myself. Just because, I mean, one thing I heard once was, it's better to have a short pencil than a long memory. So I'll always scribble down notes, and I feel so honored that I get to even introduce you on these calls, because it's just amazing. And then I know that, like, for me, if any of you are on this who is an SC, I know we have a couple others, just take enough notes like you're not an SC, you know, take enough notes like you're going forward to go and help your team, because you want all your team to be SC, right? So you really want to think about the notes that you're taking. So thank you so much, Katrina, for me and my team personally, and for the whole of Team YOLO, for just really speaking from the heart and really resonating with us and being able to help us understand what it is that you do to create the tribe that you've created. So thank you. We will get this on YouTube ASAP. My wonderful assistant, Rebecca, she's not my assistant, I pretend that she is, is going to fetch this for us as soon as she can. And we will see you all, if you're in Australia and America, we'll see you all for our call later, which we have Jenna Lee Rude on. We've got two amazing women on today, which is super awesome. Even Katrina's like, ooh.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, I love that. It's so great. Awesome. Okay, everybody.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks so much for Katrina for taking the time out. You can go back to sleep now.
No, the sun's up now. My kids will be up. I'll go in I'll go in and just love the day that I've had some extra couple of hours. But I really appreciated your time, guys, and thank you all for being on. And I wish you all the best. Hope to all see you soon.
No, thank you, Katrina. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.